I love very much that this question is being asked about RECIST because interestingly, this is eminent from the story about modified RECIST and of course in iRECIST as well, add to the RECIST 1.1. Funny enough that the whole story ranged all the way back to almost 2002, where on the first trial that we had on sorafenib at that time, patient on the study, I looked at the CAT scan and it showed some necrosis of the tumor. And if anything, at that time, we were the first to identify ever that there was something called necrosis in regard to HCC. And this was published in JCO back in 2005. And along that way, modified RECIST came into play, and they give a lot of credit for Riccardo Lencioni for doing the work. In the beginning, it was more retrospective looks, but good for them, they ultimately start doing it in prospective fashion. And probably the best example that we have in that regard is the clinical trial of lenvatinib versus sorafenib phase 3 trial, which showed an incredible 40.7% response by modified RECIST for the lenvatinib. And interestingly, let's assume that we still believe in the RECIST 1.1, it wasn't any worse. It was 24.9, so still we have value there. So I would say, prospectively, looking at modified RECIST is totally acceptable, and if anything, it adds that dimension about the necrosis, and at the same time, it seems to be quite commensurate with regard to the best understanding that RECIST 1.1 can give you in those two dimensions evaluations.